fearless leader of Public Water Now, whose volunteers just collected 11,405 signatures. And they only needed 6,100 to get this measure on the ballot in November to consider a feasibility study that will buy out Cal-Am in the future. So, with that, George.
Thank you. Well, it takes a village, we all know that.
Yep.
But it pays to be reminded because everybody has a role to play, and everybody should be reminded that they can play a role, and they do play a valuable role. So keep it up, guys. We're still part of a team. What might happen and what might your experiences be if Cal-Am succeeds in this project? Well, these are the things you can look forward to. First of all, Cal-Am is the largest water corporation in the country. So you will be seeing a boatload of monopoly bullying. It's their pattern, it's their standard. There's a lack of transparency in what they do. Most of what they do is considered proprietary. So they don't have to share the science they learn or the experiences that they get from anything they do. They don't have to share that with anyone. And they're pretty closed-mouthed about those kind of things anyway. So what happens as a comparison to a public agency, most of their material is public, transparent, public meetings, public hearings. You can go to those great people and ask them questions. You can get documents from them. You can't do any of that with Cal-Am. There are battles. If you have battles with Cal-Am in any way, you will be doing battle in San Francisco, not in your backyard, not locally. They usually have one hearing on a subject locally, whatever the subject is, but they'll only have one locally. It'll be expensive, and don't think for a minute that tuck-ins is not a serious issue with this community and with four-door development. The only development in the community on the peninsula in the future is in the Ord community. And don't think for a minute that Cal-Am, even though they deny it over and over and over and over again, that it has nothing to do with what their plans are. Their footprint in Marina puts them exactly where they want to be in relation to future development. They will deny this, and deny this, and deny this. But if you go to their American Water Works annual reports, you will find a description of their growth policies. And their growth policies uses the phrase tuck in, they use the description of small districts, small service areas, and they use the language of acquiring them. So whether they acquire it or not is not the issue. If they're here, they have a footprint, they're a monopoly, you will forever be dealing with that kind of power dynamics in your own community. They have an inside politics of the PUC. The main decision makers for Cal-Am are with the PUC, again in San Francisco. That'll be your experience. You'll have to go to San Francisco. You'll probably have to hire an attorney or a nutcase like me who does it for nothing. But I'm a peanut in that environment. The real politics are at a much higher level at the PUC. Cal-Am's good at it. They've got a lot of money. They spend a lot of money on attorneys. They're up there all the time. Their offices are right across the street from PUC. There'll be a PR barrage. You'll get that over and over and over again. PR, PR, PR. Not necessarily facts, not necessarily an open discussion, not necessarily access to their data, but you will get a barrage of PR. And the regulatory bedfellows, PUC and Cal-Am, they're together. It's a stacked deck against the locals. Stay together, stick together, and act. And then we can make things better in the future.
And next we have George coming back up here to talk about updates on Public Water Now and how there are many mutually supportive objectives for all of us. Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy. Wow.
Yes.
Great. I'm glad that Cal-Am is represented here because this is the only public forum to review the EIR project on the entire peninsula. But you're in the position of bearing a huge burden if this project succeeds. The beneficiary of the project, the peninsula, not having any public hearing, Water Management District is a regular meeting, no public review of this. The mayors meet tomorrow night, no public discussion of this. This is the only place this is happening. And I do think that Cal-Am, you ought to get a message. You know, your project's not going very far. what we have in common, and I just appreciate so much Kathy and the Just Water group that emerged very recently. And boy, they've been on a fast track learning everything they can, and they're nonstop. And you should really appreciate the work that they're doing. Here's what we have in common. Local control is better than corporate control. Very simple. We're on track to do that. We have regional interests. Cal-Am has a very narrow interest. And the mayor's group from the peninsula has a very narrow interest. But those of us who are in this business are looking at the regional context of what we're doing. Our ratepayers are already paying the highest bill in the entire country. And they're facing this kind of narrow-minded project with a huge negative impact on the marina area, as well as the larger community. And we're just tired of dealing with the cash cow. That's what we see Cal-Am as, a cash cow, a dominant monopoly, playing us like fiddles, because they have the PUC in their, largely in their pocket. Now they'll deny that, and maybe the PUC has Cal-Am in their pocket. We don't know which way it goes. But let me tell you what the PUC mission is. The very first statement of their mission is they will do three things, all in the first paragraph, not 1, 2, 3, first paragraph only. We will regulate corporate utilities, this is all utilities, so that they have a profit built into their budget. The investment, the potential investment of outside stockholders and investment interests, it will be attractive to investment. Second point. Third point is the finances will be positive.
Wow.
Well, now, how much of a better guarantee can any private, corporate, profit-making enterprise have? If the people who supervise you guarantee you profit, investment opportunity, and your bottom line is going to look good. Nobody else has a guarantee. That's why this monopoly system is terrible for us. I think that the conflicting hydrologist is going to be a major factor in what's going forward. We don't need to go forward. There can be compromises made. Cal-Am is on a no compromise track. They're stuck in the ground, in concrete, on their project, period. As the public agencies around here, Marina Coast, the Pure Water Monterey Project, and the Water Management District itself, we now have, for the first time, in my opinion, but we have three agencies are working together, and they have probably, each individually, have highly talented, bright, accomplished, progressive, interested, accomplished general managers. You got Keith Vandermaten, you got Paul Shudo, you got David Stoll. Never have we had those three agencies with the powerhouse of talent and ability that exists, and they want to work together, and they are working together. Who's on the sidelines with the dynamics going forward on compromise, on partnership, on regional issues, on sustainability priorities, as well as responsible use of the resource? There are three agencies that are doing it, all of them public. The one that's sitting on the sideline and is not engaged in those discussions, they're told what's happening, and maybe they're in the discussions, but they're not part of the decision process. You got three public agencies, and you got Cal-Am. Cal-Am is stuck in their project. That's all I want to say, what we have in common. Sustainability, high priority for that. Regional issues, we could do it at less cost. All of the options coming forward are less costly than Cal-Am's. Cal-Am doesn't want to look at those. We can resolve it with time. We can resolve it with leadership. We have the talent locally. The options are on the table. Time frame works for us. We can get out of the CDO problem by just a little cooperation going forward. We need the PUC to help us cooperate. We need them to do that. If you send your letters and so on, please say the solution is here, help make the local projects work. That's what you'd ask for. But you got to get their attention. Please do. How the things go in general.
I just basically want to find out, because we have done this with the PUC for so many years. It's not like we just did this for the last couple. And every time we object to whatever is going on and write letters and go to meetings and go to before the PUC, everything has been overturned. It's always been approved for CalAm. What is gonna make the difference this time? If the PUC.
Timing and today. It's
Okay.
different today.
Okay, okay.
But still speak. You have an opportunity.
Volume, the
Well,
number